My name is Enefia, formerly known as Poetic Pariah, and this is my fucking moment.
Fuck it.
So, rebranding. I started off when I was doing music. The first song I ever wrote was when I was 16. I wrote it to the theme song of Resident Evil.
Oh, halfway.
So everybody was looking at me weird, like, oh, okay, that's the first thing you wrote. So I was riding the wave of the song because I didn't know how to write music at 16. I was just thinking that every beat that you're supposed to hit, everything you're supposed to write to actually every tone of the actual beat. I had no idea. So I got in the studio with my aunt or whatever, and she gave me a track, let me sing on it, and then I started, kind of doing my own thing, and she like, don't ride the beat, you just gotta feel the flow and just sing the way you feel.
Be formless, shapeless, like water. Now you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now water can flow or it can crash. Be water, my friend.
So that's how I learned how to actually write music. So I was going by my name, Enefia. After a while, I felt like it was like a stain on it, like a family stain on my name. It was hurting me. I went through a lot of trauma and stuff that, I was trying to put into my music, and it was hard for me to do because a lot of stuff I didn't want to talk about, but I felt like I needed to because I didn't realize a lot of the stuff that I went through is other people out here that went through it too, so they related to it. So I actually changed my name later when I got in my 20s and went with Poetic Pariah because I used to write a lot. I used to write poetry. I was writing poetry heavy. So Pariah, of course, it means like a social outcast. I've always felt like that. Different, always weird, always just out of the ordinary. So I said, you write poetry, poetic, and then you an outcast, pariah. So I put it together. Poetic Pariah. I was rocking with that. I thought it was fly. I'm like, oh, it sounds mysterious and everything. So I was coming out here trying to conform to what people thought I was supposed to be, and I didn't feel like myself. It felt good because I was doing my music, but I still didn't feel like myself.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
So then I'm riding the Poetic Pariah wave. Everybody love it, like calling me poetic and all this stuff. And I'm like, I had a halt in the music, and it's just like now with the new EP that I'm supposed to be releasing, I had to reevaluate how I was going to present it to the world. Because it's like, do you want to do it as Poetic Pariah? Because you're getting out of that whole anti-social, I'm not a, closet type of artist.
Well, I was just standing here, and Tom Cruise locked himself in the closet. And I asked myself, why won't Tom Cruise just come out the closet? But nobody has no answers. And so I pull out my gun. Woo!
Now I'm getting into you're gonna present your music to the world type of artist. So I went back, and of course my team was like, yo, your name is Enefia. They went on Google and Googled that name, and all my stuff from Instagram, YouTube, everything came up.
Like the bazooka.
And it was funny because I had never Googled myself, so to see it on everybody's phones and platforms and stuff, and it's showing all my music stuff from SoundCloud, stuff that I had from 10, 11 years ago, was wild to me. So I had to take the trauma and turn it into triumph. And once I did that, that's when I reverted back to Enefia. So I was like, you know what? As much trauma as I felt was attached to that name, I had to go back to it because that's who I am. That's me at the end of the day. I will always, miss Poetic Pariah, but I'm Enefia at the end of the day. So I said, fuck it. I'm about to go back to my old name, my real name, and I'm about to do my music under this. So that was my fucking moment.
I've been hurt so many times, but I still love you. I just wanna